we are live from Columbus, and
Hello,
Rika
everybody.
is here,
I know
and Andrea is here.
oh, there goes Nathan.
Let's see if you can flag down Nathan and get him live. Okay, we got a little brief glimpse of cryptid Nathan walking by in the background. That's really exciting. So, first ever
Things are happening here.
cast member on the show. So, Andrea, you are part of history. Ringa,
I know. I feel very honored right now.
We had a cast member actually on our show for the first time.
On a camera. But so they've been here all day today. They've been signing and stuff. Con was at the drag show last night. What else? They're about to do in like 45 minutes. They're going to go do group photos of like all four of them. And then right after that is like individual photos. So there'll be all kinds of photo ops popping up on the interwebs today.
Okay.
But
okay. So
what else? And then the panels tonight at 7.
Yeah. So can I do my whole intro of the show, and then Ringa, if you tell me if there's a cast member nearby that you can nab, then I will stop everything that I'm doing.
I'm in right now to talk to him. Okay. And I'll just get him to pop on real quick.
Okay, cool. I'm going to do our whole intro of the show, but you stop me as
now.
How far away are you from Con? Minutes.
Are we live right now?
We are live right now. We are live. Okay. We are live right now.
I'm like a couple people away.
Okay, so we might have Con O'Neill on the show at any minute. Andrea, think of questions to ask Con.
Oh my God!
You guys just plan on talking about stuff, and I'll like scream when it happens.
Okay. You guys, this is Gay Pirate News Hour, and here's our latest headlines. Rhys Darby is singing about season 3 and fanning the flames of our clownery. What has he been saying, and what does it mean? The Great Blue Sky Migration has commenced, with most of OFMD fandom and cast migrating to the new app and leaving Twitter. And David Jenkins is up to something I tell you. These headlines and more on the Gay Pirate News Hour from the Our Flag Means Fanfiction podcast. Today is December 7th, 2024, and this is the Gay Pirate News Hour from the Our Flag Means Fanfiction podcast. Most of our usual co-hosts are at GalaxyCon Columbus, and they are live. Here we have Ringa in line to see Con O'Neill, and we're going to see if we can get Con O'Neill live on the show in a moment. But joining me today is Andrea, a super fan of OFMD from Long Beach, who has been brought back to fan fiction by this show after a 20-year break. Welcome, Andrea.
Thank you. Hi, Carly. Hi, everyone.
What kind of fanfic did you write before Our Flag?
The very specific anime called Ranma One Half. It has a reboot on Netflix right now. It's Why I'm Bisexual.
Oh, nice.
A great anime. And I was like a 12-year-old like writing fan fiction, and then I came back to it now.
Oh, fantastic. That's so exciting. And have you been writing any OFMD fan fiction?
I have, but it's secret right now.
Yay, I can't wait to.
Me and my therapist talk about it.
Yeah, that's so great. I also want to shout out a welcome to Wyoming. Wyoming is one of the states that we haven't yet gotten listeners from, but we finally got. And now we only have. Actually, I think Wyoming was our last state. I think we now have all the states covered in the US, but let me double check later. Since this is Our Flag Means fan fiction, I hope that you all are writing the Ed as an assassination, as an assassin of an evil CEO. Modern AU.
Sorry to interrupt you. They were having a like fandom meetup for Our Flag Means Death, so like there was some really amazing cosplays and stuff over there, but I didn't want to stay there so I could come over here and get maybe somebody on tape.
Yeah.
So I was looking for some maybe of the really crazy cosplays, but they're not here right now. But I'll see if I can get some pictures for you to put on the Instagram.
Yes, definitely. I'd love to put everyone's cosplays on the Instagram.
Yeah.
But I was at Rhys's Largo show last night, and there was so much commentary and humor around the assassin of the CEO. It really gives like Robin Hood vibes. And that's why I was thinking, please, you guys, write this fan fiction where Ed is the assassin, right? The hooded figure that is sexy with his cheekbones and his jawline. And Steed is a cop, and Steed is slow walking the like we have to capture the assassin, right? But Steed is like, yeah, I'm gonna capture him, all right. But maybe Steed ends up like hiding him out in his apartment, and they fall in love.
100%. I love that idea. It is so wonderful. I see like, Ed maybe as this like very famous assassin, and you could have Steed as a wannabe assassin on the same level, right? And then they meet, and similar story, the fangirling, right? And then the realizing of the kindred spirits. Love that idea.
Yeah. I hate to make Steed a cop, but I'm like, ooh, it would be really kind of fun if he was a cop.
Yeah.
And he was like trying to figure out a way to retire. What was that, Ringa? I'm hearing from our live correspondent that we may be near Con O'Neill. I see. Oh, do we see? Is that Nathan in the background?
Nathan Cryptid.
Nathan in the background there. Okay. Ringo, we will await your word of when we should stop and go to whatever you have on camera. I wish you had earbuds. Okay. Podcast update. Those who brought you the Our Flag Means Fanfiction podcast are bringing you a new podcast every Friday. Our Flag Means Fanfiction isn't going anywhere, but we are adding to your listening pleasure with Haunted Hollywood Hour. And we cover 100% true crime stories and paranormal and creepy stories all in and around Hollywood. The first 9 episodes are available now, and we cover the Hana Kobayashi case. You won't want to miss it. And let's get to fandom news. So Rhys Darby. Oh, what was that, Ringa? Are you
between the good place and the bad place?
Ringa, I couldn't hear you. What was that? I couldn't hear you.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Listen, we're back. This is the podcast that I'm always bothering about. Okay. And they want to know what's the most gay pirate thing that's happened to you lately?
Gay pirate thing has happened to me in real life.
Yeah, in real life.
You think I'm going to tell you like how you're very mistaken.
There you have it. Thank you.
I could not hear a word that he said. Can you repeat for us what he said?
He said, what's the most gay pirate thing that's happened to me recently? And then he said, if you think I'm going to tell you lot, you're very much mistaken, while giggling and smiling.
Please tell him.
Not back yet. Let's see.
Please tell him thank you if you get a chance for being on. That was really exciting.
I
am. Are you trying to track down and get someone else on with us?
Yeah, let me see if I can get Nathan too.
That would be
a bit of a line. And Christian, I think, is on a break. And so let me see if I can get Nathan real quick. And then since I've already seen all of them today, and given them presents. Con has a bit of a cold today. He's not feeling super well. So he's all on the good antihistamines
Oh,
that are
well,
making him have a really good time.
thank you for making that
trying to think if there's
possible.
any other exciting. Oh, for those who know things about con and stuff, he's always wanted one of those cardigans that they wear in Starsky and Hutch, and he talked about that on one of the Ouija on Wednesdays. And someone made him one and gave it to him today, so he was very excited about that.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone's really cute. Everybody's super adorable and nice, like usual. Everyone's in cosplay, and it's super fun. I don't know.
thank you for
You guys
making
wanna
that
talk
con.
more things about hold on what?
Oh, thank you for making that con thing happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and continue talking about your thing, and I'm going to put you on mute. And
Okay.
then if I
something,
get up there, I'll unmute, and that'll be your signal.
okay, cool. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thank
So
you.
I'll talk about Rhys's Largo show last night, which was fabulous. He did his wonderful barstool hopping, death-defying stunt to the theme of Indiana Jones, which was better the second time. The first time was amazing, but the second time he just went above and beyond. He spaced them farther apart. He made them more, and there was more leaping, and he was wearing this outfit. I'm going to draw a picture of this outfit because he didn't come out for photos afterwards. It was so good. So he had these black flared, they look like they were a fine corduroy material, sort of high waist, usual super tight fitting.
Sure.
But flared at the bottom, and they were flared like in early 2000s sort of way where they went all the way to the floor. And he was wearing like they look like Converse flat sort of shoes and this very wide gray belt, and it was just like the lines were really good. He had a black t-shirt on, and then have you seen his No Drama Llama jacket?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, it's a gray sort of like pleather or vinyl jacket that has a big patch on the side that has like a Japanese character like lettering on it, and then on the back it's sort of like hand painted a picture of a llama that says No Drama Llama.
Of course.
This outfit is my favorite outfit I have ever seen him in. It's great. And he was doing the jumping and the leaping and all of that. And
with the jacket on.
Yeah, he had the jacket on the whole time.
Fantastic.
And he did periodically make references to how great of a jacket it was. And his hair was extremely blonde and extremely fluffy and glistening. And he had like kind of like 3 strands coming down. And the beard was bearding intensely. It was probably the best he's ever looked. He was fire. 1310.
Maybe it's because he's super excited about some secret news. Who can say?
Who can say? He also wore the silver chain that everyone has been really excited about. And I actually don't know the story on the silver chain. Because every time he wears it, people like freak out. And I'm like, was it given to him by someone? Is there a backstory? If you guys know, and give us the backstory in the comments. But he did this extended improv story about his Roomba escaping his house and then him putting up flyers about like my Roomba is missing. I'm giving like the super too long didn't read because he went into very specifics about
his cat. With like sound effects, what the room
with sound
doing,
effects, acting it out.
Yeah.
His cat Gizmo, all the things. And then
characters.
then he gets a call from a grizzled sort of character who's like, I got your Roomba. He has to meet the guy under a bridge. The Roomba has Stockholm syndrome. The way he acts out, he embodies the Roomba. He embodies the grizzled guy. He embodies the Tesla Cybertruck that the grizzled guy pulls up in. And it went on. It felt like it was going on for like 20 minutes, this whole like long epic story. And he said that he just like improv that night. That was
no way.
He just came up with that story that night. Like he hasn't done it before. But it was hilarious. We were crying. He was also his Bill Napier character, and where he wears the speed suit. And it was, I want to say it was like unbuttoned a lot the first time I saw him do that, but now it was like unbuttoned a lot, nice. like all the way down, and he had the silver chain on. It was, yeah. So you guys, if you don't go to a Rhys Darby show, you are missing out heavily. I have now seen every single Rhys Darby show that he's done in the LA area, including all the way out to 29 Palms.
I was gonna say, didn't you go 29 Palms too?
Yeah. So what is that, like 6 or 7 Rhys Darby shows this year? I've seen them all. And he repeats his material, but it's interesting to see him repeat his material because he makes variations on it and he expands, and it's not done in the same way. And he's just as soon as he hops up on stage, like your cheeks just start like beaming, and you're like nothing compares.
Just hearing you talk about it, I'm like excited.
yes, you have to see. So he'll be back in LA next year, it sounds like. Ringa, are you with someone? Okay, we see hints of Nathan in the background. And Ringa is talking. Okay, I'm gonna go to the comments and see if I can do a little backstory. I feel like we should talk about, while we're waiting, I want to be able to get into it, but while we're waiting for whoever Ringa is going to introduce us to next, we should talk about the fact that Rhys Darby has been fanning the flames of our fandom shenanigans in a big way. But before we get to that, we have lots of highs, hellos, and commentaries in the comments. Jazz Loves Lattes says, hello, pirates. Mr. Buttons is here. Saying hi, all. Love the backdrop, Andrea. Jazz says, say hi to Con for us. Blah, blah, blah. I'm scrolling down. Jazz says, Carly, I ran out of the podcast, even the Haunted Hollywood Hour stories. I need more of you, loves. Okay, we're gonna make more podcast content. Don't you worry. Little me says, heart, 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 heart. Little me says, I saw that Weech on Wednesday and did wonder if he ever got his cardigan. So we can now confirm Con has got his cardigan. Lisa Sheftman says, thank you, Ringa, for getting us Con. And Jazz says, oh, the beard is coming around perfectly. Yes, the Rhys Darby beard. And I'm not a beard girl, but it's great. And the Jazz says, so yes, though that one Haunted Hollywood Hour, I ate it all too. And thanks for making these podcasts with love. I enjoy all of them. Thank you. And please tell your friends if you enjoy the podcasts. Let your friends know, share them widely so that we can get more listeners. And okay, so let's talk about Captain intentionally feeding the fans. What happened was that Ringa is tuning in. Ringa, who do you have? 1 minute. Okay, we're standing by on bated breath for whoever Ringa is going to introduce us to next. Ringa, do you have someone for us very soon? We are standing by. We cannot hear you. So you are still muted, Ringa. You are still muted, Ringa. Ringa, you are still muted.
I think you can unmute them yourself.
Can I?
Well, I think it like prompts.
Okay,
hopefully
ask
on
to
their phone.
unmute. Ringa, you are still muted. Okay, we'll
Okay.
go 1 minute. Okay.
Okay.
So what Rhys has been doing is at the airport con, he was spotted singing "Don't Stop Believing, We'll Get Another Season." And after one of his Atlanta shows, he told a fan named Tasha, "I think we really started something. We'll see what next year has in store." This came after she was telling him how much she loved Our Flag Means Death. That is a huge vibe shift from Basingstoke when he said, "I'm sorry the show ended, but love never dies." Something has happened.
I agree. I agree.
And his Netflix interview that he did for that Christmas, which was all about how hyping Netflix, the interviewer asked him about Our Flag Means Death and said, "Would you be interested in doing Our Flag Means Death as a longer form," indicating like as a movie. And he said, "I'm eager to, it was something like put on my frilly jacket and strap in my boots," or something like that. Do you remember the exact words he said?
No, I don't. It was too wonderful. Couldn't keep it in.
Yeah, you guys can find it on YouTube. And this is really interesting because it was advertising. It was for hyping a Netflix movie, his Netflix movie that Christmas. And the way that it was all set up, it was all about hyping Netflix so that the interviewer would actually talk about another show
Right.
on
That was
another.
not on
Hey,
Netflix, notably.
Hello.
We have someone very important here.
Hey, Nathan!
Nathan!
Nathan, we love
What is
you.
the most gay pirate thing that's happened to you recently?
Gay pirate thing that's happened to me recently.
Hey,
That's a hard question. I feel like gay pirate things happen to me.
Yeah,
Correct.
Con wouldn't tell us what his was, so like,
tell
you
us
have an
just a
opportunity
crazy
here
story.
to,
What's
like,
the
really
craziest
show
thing
him.
that happened to you
I'm trying not
recently?
to be vulgar.
Oh, we like vulgar. This is a podcast that's about fan fiction, and this is our once monthly live. So we talk about vulgar things a lot.
Tell us your craziest story.
Oh wait, so what did you say?
Tell
I'm
us your
sorry.
craziest story, the craziest thing that's happened to you recently, the silliest thing that's happened to you recently.
I have the craziest life. What has happened to me recently?
A bonkers story.
I mean, bitch, I'm like, this is the thing. I think people think I have a crazier life than I have. I'm so boring. I can't even tell you. Like, all I do is sit at home, work, make my little lunches. You know what I mean? I don't actually have a crazy life. So I don't know if I can give you a very fun. Oh, God. You know when you see cosplays and you're like,
Yes.
what is that referencing? It's like the scariest fucking thing I can imagine.
Is this the most gay pirate thing that's happened to you?
Here's the thing, Nathan, tell us about the cutest dog that
Probably
you've
this
seen.
convention. I'm not going to say anything silly. Okay.
Thank you.
Probably this convention. Yeah.
You've done so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Nathan. We got 2 cast members on the show.
Historic.
You have a real answer, unlike some people. Let's see.
Ringa, you are doing such great work for us. Thank you.
The handlers don't know what's going on. I'm like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Christian is still gone, so I think he's on a break for a while until his photo ops. And Vico still has kind of a line. So I'm going to let you guys go.
Okay.
And yeah, they're yelling. I'm moving. Okay.
Do you want to stand in Vico's line and
photo ops? So I will have photo ops later, but I'm going to let you go. I can't hear you super well, but I got 2 out of 4.
that was fantastic. Good job.
Yeah,
Thank you.
He doesn't, but he's fine. Okay.
Yay.
All right. Goodbye, people in the world of the internet, and I'll see you later.
Okay,
Thank
bye.
you.
That was really exciting.
No. I can't believe I was there for that.
You're good luck.
Yeah, you're right. It's me. I'm the good luck.
Okay, so let's see in the comments. Thank you, Nathan. We love you, Nathan. Thank you, Ringa. Yeah, Ringa made it happen. Excellent work. So, so the huge vibe shift that's happened with Rhys Darby. What are your theories, Andrea?
Yeah, I think that the likely pathway is for Netflix to pick up the show as it is, the first 2 seasons, and to show those and see what kind of viewership they get.
Yeah.
And even that is more than we had before. Again, this is a guess. I have no idea. Oh, hold on. Let me get my prop for this because I do have a prop. It is my clown hat.
Oh, I didn't put my clown noses on.
Okay.
Let me get my clown nose.
Okay, yeah, get your clown nose so we can match as we do this.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Okay, very good. Yeah. So, my theory, again, based on nothing except for the vibe shift, is that if Netflix picks up the show just to show it and gets the viewership, then that is an absolute pathway for one more season. And honestly, I know that there's potential for more spin-offs and things like that. I just want the 3rd season. I want to see where the story ends. I want to see where it goes. And it seems like the energy is very focused on Netflix directly. So that seems like where we are headed in my clown hat.
Yes, and that actually what you said confirms exactly what Samba has told me in person. Samba said that David Jenkins' hope is that Netflix picks up the first 2 seasons and then picks up a 3rd season if the first 2 seasons do well. And something that we can look to as a possible source of this could happen is the Witches one, A Discovery of Witches, yes, which got picked up by Netflix. And I don't know if they've yet picked up another season, but the initial numbers were doing good. Let me do a quick Google search to see Discovery of Witches.
I thought there was another comedy. I can't remember what it was now. I think it was like a sitcom that also had like a revival from Netflix. I might have made that up, but I swear I heard that.
Yeah, it's so no, everyone is sort of like, will it return for a 4th season? But at least there's no for sure, like it's definitely not coming back. But I do know a friend who is a friend of someone who is on the cast said that the cast is very hopeful. So we'll see what next year has in store, I guess. And that's what Rhys Darby has said too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we also need to bear in mind that there's going to be some changes in this country that might impact, you know, the economy a bit, might impact how some of these decisions are being made. But I am still going to wear my hat and be very hopeful that there is a pathway forward.
Definitely. Definitely. So I want to take credit for luring Rhys over to Blue Sky. I'm just going to put it out there in the in the legend of the fandom, because I drew my picture of Rhys hopping on bar stools, and then I posted it on Blue Sky, and I said, hopefully this drawing will summon Rhys over to Blue Sky. And he liked that picture. That was like one of his early first Rhys interactions. And then that day he made his first Blue Sky post.
Yeah, so that had to be you. Who else?
That had to be me. That was me. Anyway, I have been perceived, maybe, I don't know, probably not, but I am going to create that mythology for us to enjoy.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 14 won a Clio Award for best use of an influencer or talent, and that was Rhys Darby doing that for his little, because we love his little outfit.
Yes. Yeah, the outfit's very powerful. It got him in a whole award.
Safari Rhys, more of it. Yes, please. And thank you. And of course, Rhys is starting his world tour very soon. So people who are not in the US, you are lucky for many reasons.
Yeah.
Taika news. So Taika did this Entertainment Weekly video. Andrea, do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, I you know, it was a variety of topics, but the quote that really stood out was him saying that working on this show was one of the best things he ever did, and it was so impactful. You know, I'm paraphrasing. But it was, I think, a very important shift in, again, talking about the energy of the show, energy of the fandom. It's a very big shift, I think, from him. And I think also very important for the fandom to hear. I know there's a lot of energy around like, oh, well, Taika doesn't say this and Taika didn't do that, and like trying to blame him for, you know, the show not being picked up, as if the writer's strike had nothing to do with it, as if Zaslav isn't the worst. Like, there's so many, there's real reasons this happened, nothing to do with him.
Yeah, I mean the real enemy, and it isn't even the strike at all.
No, not at
the
all.
The real enemy is the evil CEOs and
100%,
the 100% corporations.
Yeah, and the writer's strike, you know, to your point, is incredibly important and won so many things that override, you know, anything else that may or may not have happened because of it. It is hugely, hugely important and impactful. And ultimately, yeah, the only people that really are holding us down are the CEOs. Back to our original conversation about our assassination fanfic. Yeah, it meant a lot to me as a person to see that, because you know, Ed has always been my favorite character, the character I relate to the most. What that says about me, I don't know, but that's what I relate to the most. And you know, I try not to hold the actors to any standards, because they're just people. Like, I'm just a person. They don't owe me anything just because they made art that I like, and I really try and keep that in mind. But it was bumming me out to see other people, you know, really kind of shitting on Taika because of a perceived lack of enthusiasm around the show. And to get this quote was, I think, very important, and really sends a clear message of like, whether or not I talk about it all the time, whether or not I can promote it, whatever, like, this still mattered to me, and I know that it was really impactful art, which it is.
And we also have to say that Taika said something in his Taika way about romance. Do you remember what he said?
Oh yes, that there was a romance on and off screen, right? Is that what he said?
He got to have romantic moments with Rhys Darby, both on screen and off. Love you, Taika. Thank you for, you know, and he said that this is a show that made him a gay icon, as if he wasn't already a gay icon.
100%.
But it was lovely. Taika, I think Taika's the best. I think he's the most talented person alive.
100%. 100%. Well, I'm like, also, he's a Hollywood guy. He's married to a pop star. He's not going to be the same energy or level as some of folks that are at the cons, right? It's different. But it's not better or worse. It's just different. And you need to, as a fandom, I think there needs to be more appreciation and acceptance of that. Like, he's a different person. But even saying that little comment about like on and off screen romance, like that's for us. Right? Like, there's no reason for him to say that except for us to be like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. He did this holiday short for Disney, The Boy and the Octopus, which we watched 4 minutes before this show began. And what are your thoughts, Andrea?
Yeah, it was so cute. It was so, you know, about Taika and the sort of art that he creates. You know, it is all about, you know, sort of finding things that bring you joy, finding ways to let that go when you need to. It was so sweet. It was only 4 minutes, but it felt longer.
No, right?
You know, I need to like rewatch it, because I know the choices are very intentional around, you know, showing the map and like, you know, at what point the octopus makes his decisions. No spoilers. Yeah, it was really very beautiful, and I was like, oh great, now I'm gonna cry right before we go on YouTube Live. Perfect.
Seriously, this is like what Taika does best, like the shortest, like a little amount of time, and suddenly I've felt a whole world and a whole character and a whole universe, and I'm crying because I'm so emotionally invested in this thing. How he manages to do this cinematically in such a short amount of time, it's breathtaking. He's the best. He's the best there is, as far as like a filmmaker goes of our current era.
Yeah, agreed.
And he also did Interior Chinatown, which, have you watched it yet?
No, I haven't. I want to, but I'm also, you know, really at this moment in time only to take in really happy, joyful things, because, you know, the world is scary.
Yeah.
So
it's very funny.
Okay.
It's very funny. There's a lot of commentary that's really good, and visually the way it's done makes commentary on representation in Hollywood and in true crime, or not true crime, but in crime stories and the like Law and Order, like the Law and Order thing, like the True Detective thing, like the like all of those crime shows, like it addresses those and how like Asian representation ends up happening in those types of shows. It's really, really, really clever, and I just recommend everyone watch it.
Okay. You've convinced me. I will
Yeah,
watch it.
yeah. And the main guy, Jimmy O Yang, is just adorable. Taika just chooses these people who you're like, I love you. And he's normally a comedian, and he's gives like some very heartfelt performances in here that you're like, I love this character. He's a he's a, just adorable.
Mhm.
I love him. So I think you might not have seen Interior Chinatown yet. Give it a watch. It's fantastic. And Con and Rhys gave us Stizzy Bot vibes with their selfie together at the airport con. And Con is in season 2 of SAS Rogue Heroes, and there were some wonderful stills and a few very, very short clips from that.
What is, forgive my stupidity, what is SAS Rogue Heroes?
It's a British show, and there is military guys, and it's supposed to be a comedy, I think.
Well, most, a British show isn't a British show without taking something dark and making it funny. That's what makes it television.
There's uniforms, and Con is like yelling at like this taller, younger, more handsome, not more handsome than fun, but
never.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I don't know even why why did I say more? I just meant handsome, a handsome fellow.
Equally, perhaps.
And that was all we got. But I'm like, I'm interested. Tell me more. I don't know what this show is, though. I should have done research.
It's okay. I'm looking at it right now. And yeah, it's a historical series, premiered in 2022. Looks great. Everyone should support Con.
Let's go into Samba news. Samba shared script pages earlier last month with the phrase Billy no mates, with Izzy saying, don't be a Billy no mates.
So good.
Probably maybe that's a good line to be cut, but it's funny.
Yeah.
Because that was a very emotional, impactful scene.
Yes.
And Ricky, and maybe we don't want to.
Yeah. I mean, it was certainly a very powerful scene that didn't necessarily need that little dose of humor, but we can still appreciate it now. It is very funny.
And Samba shared a long BTS of Swede's interview with Jackie, where he's sharing his credentials.
I don't know how I missed that. I usually see all of his behind the scenes, everything, but I missed that one. I have to go back and look for it now because I love Spanish Jackie. I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah.
But, love.
Yeah, he's like, I'm very strong. And she's like, oh, you don't have to be strong with me, baby. He's like, and I like to work with my hands. And she's like, oh, tell me more about that. And he's like, I like to work with wood. And she's like, my hands are made of wood, baby. And he's like, and so it goes on like that. And it's nice.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. I will watch that for sure. Yeah, my husband's a photographer, and he shot an award show where she was, and he said hi to her for a second, and I was like, why didn't you tell her how much I love her?
Oh, that is so cute. Oh my God.
He said she was very wonderful and lovely and warm, and I was like, of course she was. Why wouldn't she be?
Yeah. She's one I can't wait to meet someday. Okay, so Samba's in a new show called Parallel on Prime Video, which I have not seen yet, but he plays a figment of time, I believe. And there is some sort of time travel universe, interdimensional element going on. It has Good Place vibes, I believe. And Samba's in a funny outfit that's sort of like a white shirt with like a mock black tank top and a long cape. And you can watch various clips online.
Yeah, it sounds like it's perhaps a little more emotionally intense than some of the other stuff he's been doing lately, which is wonderful. But it's about a woman who is grief-stricken after the loss of her child and is able to get to the multiverse gates, which could release her from her grief or trap her forever. Low stakes, very low stakes, obviously.
Yeah, from what I saw of the clips, it's very like silly, slapsticky comedy. So it'll be interesting to see how that balance happens.
Yeah, unless I'm looking at the wrong show, which is possible. How many
Parallel.
shows are called Parallel?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ringa,
yeah, it was a different show. Okay, here's the real one. A group of friends stumble upon a mirror that serves as a portal to a multiverse, but soon discover that importing knowledge from the other side to better their lives brings dangerous consequences.
nice. Yeah. Yeah.
So
There you
still
go.
low stakes.
Yeah. So Ringa posted in the chat, mentioned that Nat Faxon is on Ghosts and Joel Fry is on Doctor Who. I saw the Joel Fry stills, and Joel Fry is looking very attractive.
Yes.
And in that, I don't want to say dumb, but there's something about Joel Fry's attractiveness that's like I don't want to say dumb, but I'm like, baby, that's the energy. Like,
yeah.
Like you're not gonna solve a crime, but we're gonna pat you on the head. You know, you're not gonna
Right, kind of like himbo, like head empty, no
yeah,
thought.
yeah. You're not gonna cure cancer, but you just sit right there, baby. You just sit right there. You just put your feet up.
Well, I can't wait to see what he does on Doctor Who.
Yeah, so cute.
So many possibilities.
So many possibilities. And yeah, Nat Faxon on Ghosts also, his vibe is very like you're not going to invent a new thing. You're just a silly little man. You're just a silly. I love you.
Yeah. Did you watch Loot that he's in?
No.
Yeah, so it's a really cute like kind of sitcom comedy about like Jeff Bezos' ex-wife character played by Maya Rudolph that has all this money she has to give away, and Nat Faxon like works at her nonprofit. And he is the sweetest character on that show. I mean, I recognized him, but I didn't, and then it took me a minute, and I was like, oh my God, hello. But he is really so good in that show, and he's very, very sweet. And that show is also very good.
Okay.
It is on
Max,
Apple,
right?
It's on Apple Plus or whatever it's called.
Oh, good. Okay.
I know they did pass on Our Flag season 3, so a little mad about that, but it's still a really cute show, and he is very cute in it.
Oh, cool. That's another one I'm going to add to my list of things that I need to watch. That's really fun. Yeah, and Aaron Dickinson on the chat says, I love Loot. And going back to when we were talking about examples of Netflix shows that got picked up, some people are saying Lucifer on Netflix, Arrested Development back in the day.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Yes. So we love Joel Fry. We love Nat Faxon. We love characters that are just adorable. You're just adorable. And Nathan did awesome narration on Voyage of the Damned by Francis White. And I think it's been topping the lists. And I know our co-host Chloe is often raving about Nathan's narration of that book. So I'm really looking forward to having that on my next thing that I listen to.
Yeah, he's so talented. It is incredible to me that he's not more famous.
Yeah.
Like it makes no sense. And I know that he is successful and he does so many things, you know, in front of the camera, behind the camera, voice work, all of this stuff. But I'm like, how are you not blown up? I don't understand.
Yeah, like how are you not like Ryan Gosling level? I don't know.
Right.
Like, because he's literally Nathan Foad is like the funniest person I have ever seen.
Yeah.
And he can just like say whatever, even just like on the show earlier, he was just like talking about how his life is not that interesting. And I'm like, the way you say everything is so funny.
Mhm.
Put you should have a Netflix special. You should have your own series that you're a star of.
Yeah, writing and starring in.
Yes, but it is amazing that he's like writing stuff and he's acting and he's doing all the things, which is a lot for one person. So young, and he's very young still.
Yeah, see, I think he's younger. I'm pretty sure he's quite a lot younger than me, actually.
Yeah, I think he is just turned 30.
Oh my God. I can't imagine that level of success at that age to be
Yeah.
so talented. Can't
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah, forget about it. Vico News. Vico did their first stand-up show, and Vico is in a play called Tales of the Transcestors, December 12th through December 14th. So that's coming up. That's going to be fun.
Is that in LA?
I believe that's in LA. Yeah, Tales of, let me just check. Tales of the Transcestors at
Is that a Celebration?
the Greenway Court Theater.
Where is that?
And
is that part of the Celebration Theater? Because if so, that's in West Hollywood. I have been there many times.
what Greenway Court Theater.
What the hell? Okay, let's look that up. Because it's on the Celebration Theater website, right? Greenway Court Theater. Yeah, it is in LA.
Okay, good.
Oh, at Fairfax High School. Sure, why not?
Okay, awesome. That'll be really fun. So Fairfax High School, let's go see Vico, December 12th through 14th, Tales of the Transcestors. And as usual, Dominic Burgess is continuing to be booked and busy, is on Star Wars Skeleton Crew. So Dominic Burgess has been in a Star Trek, a Star Wars, and every single other show that has ever existed.
Doctor Who.
Oh yeah, Doctor Who. Gosh. Samson is joining the cast of Voltron with Rita Ora. So full circle.
We're back again.
Yeah. And Netflix just joined Blue Sky. Was that yesterday?
I think so, yeah.
And so we're all doing our part to drop in and be like, hey, Netflix, hey girl, hey.
Yeah, I had linked in the notes, there's a letter writing campaign I came across on Reddit. I don't know who a proper pirate is, whoever's person organizing it, but they put a letter writing campaign to put on Instagram. I saw it on Reddit. So yeah, I think we should do that too. Can't hurt.
Yeah, so the details of the letter writing campaign on Reddit, they say it's been nearly a year since Our Flag Means Death was unceremoniously canceled by Max, but its fans, cast, crew, and creators haven't given up hope for season 3 and beyond. To show that there's still a strong demand for OFMD and queer media, let's send Netflix a message in the form of real letters asking them to give our crew a chance. What? Letters and or postcards explaining why you want Netflix to adopt OFMD, highlight its accolades, reviews, representation, or simply what it means to you. Be honest and authentic and send as many as you want to Netflix corporate headquarters, 121 Albright Way, Los Gatos, California, 95032. And the plan is for the letters to arrive during the week of January 5th through 12th, 2025. So how about this? You guys write your letters now while you are on vacation from work, you're on holiday break. You just write a few letters every day and then just drop them in the mail like January 4th so that they get there on time. And that way it all coincides with the cancellation that was on January 9th.
Yeah. Thank you to a proper pirate on Instagram.
Good idea.
For putting that together.
Yeah, really good idea. And in fandom news, the gang was all back together again at Airport Con. Lots of wholesome pictures. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a new frames project hosted by RAM, and that's TSUYA on Blue Sky. And it's you draw a single frame of, was it the kiss in episode 5? I don't know. Go to tumblr.com/TSUYA and there's a whole description.
Yes, it is the season 2 moonlight scene.
Okay, yes. There we go. Yay, that'll be cute. The previous frames project was the Izzy one where he steps out with his unicorn leg, and that was beautiful. And then the previous one was, of course, the season 1 kiss. That was really great and lovely. Yeah. So lots of good art being made.
Yeah, and you can't see because it's facing me, but I have a OFMD shrine above my head right now.
Nice.
And I have a little art of the end of season 1 in the beach scene.
Oh, lovely. Ringa is getting in the queue for the photos right now. I don't know if Ringa's going to hop on and be nice and let us be part of the photos. Probably not. Yeah, they only let you like do the photos right for like 3 seconds and then you're on.
Right.
Yeah. So let's drop into the comments and see what you guys have to say. So Love Loot, sweetest character, that is Jazz Loves Latte talking about the Swede. He is indeed the sweetest character. So Nathan Foad was born, according to Aaron Dickinson, was born in 1992. So that means he's 32 years old, according to math. So he's still a young'un. And Jazz Loves Lattes, wishing Ringa the best photos. And so as we wrap things up for today, are there any fan fictions that you're reading lately?
Yes, but I don't know how many of them I got from this show, so I might be repeating one.
Please repeat. I actually need ideas. I haven't read anything recently, so I need ideas on things to read.
Okay, so my first recommendation, and I will also zoom out a little bit and say I'm a gentle beard girly. A lot of respect for the Steady Hands crew. That's great. It's just not me. I'm a purist. I'm so sorry. So nice. All of my recommendations are very gentle beard focused.
We love that diversity on this show.
Yeah, I love to hear it when I'm listening.
Yeah. No, we've just had so much Steady Hands on the show from like everyone who's been on the show has been Steady Hands or Stizzy or Izzy. And so I'm like, a gentle beard person, what a concept.
I know. I'm a purist in that way. So my first recommendation is Spun Sugar by Deniz, DENIZ_B. It's a little missing scene. How Steed and Ed spent the afternoon between the market and the start of Calypso's birthday party. Super cute, short and easy to read. I mean, they're all easy to read because they're all wonderful. Next one is Try Imagining a Place, parentheses, where it's always safe and warm by No_illusions. Again, a missing scene. Season 2, episode 5, Fun and Games. I love a missing scene fic if we can't pick that up.
Yeah.
And then Taking It Slow by Prof Denglais, PROFDANGLAIS. Again, conversations about that taking it slow in season 2. And then my number one favorite, saving for last, this is my this fan fiction. I haven't read the latest chapters. I'm trying to savor it. It's so good. So the overall is called Temptation Verse by Shearwater, SHEAR Water. And it is an AU where Ed is a famous artist and Steed is a bookseller, and they meet at the library.
Oh.
It is so beautifully written. It's like poetry. The first section is called Up, Down, Turn Around, and then that is concluded. And the next section is called Constellationism, and that one is ongoing.
Okay, that's is the yeah, no, I've listened to the podfic of Constellationism
It's
by Loopy Dangerfrog, and it's
yeah, it is unbelievable. I love it so much. It is so beautiful. It's part of, amongst many things, that inspired me to start writing again. This inspired me to
nice.
start writing again. Yeah, I was thinking about doing submitting a mini-sode reading some of this. I might still do that. We'll see.
Yes, please do, please do. We don't have anything coming up for this coming up next week.
Okay.
So if you want to submit it, that would be amazing because yeah.
Everyone should hear it. It's so good.
Yeah, yes, please do. And that's actually a really good reminder to everyone. We are always accepting podfics on this show for our mini-sodes. So all you have to do is just get the author's permission and then record yourself narrating the episode, the fic, and then send us the audio file to ourflagmeansfanfiction@gmail.com. Please do send it to the Gmail because I get a lot of DMs on Instagram from various people and I can't keep up with the Instagram DMs. But if it's in my Gmail, I will know it's there and I will get to it. So thank you. That would be really amazing if you narrate something.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. It is art.
Yay, beautiful. And let's see, if you were to manifest something in 2025 for something like let's just like imagine season 3 is guaranteed it's going to happen. What scene would you like to see in season 3?
That's such a good question. I think for me, something that I want to see more of, but still with the signature humor that defines the show, is some of that like hard conversation of, okay, we've chosen each other. We're here now in this life. Of course, it's not perfect because it never will be. What does that mean for, how we move forward, and really kind of talking about what they want their life to look like together, but it can't be too saccharine or too sweet or too like, what's the word I want? Like earnest, because that's not in line with the show.
Yeah.
And I trust these writers that they could make that happen, that they could make that conversation happen while still capturing that signature humor. I'd love to see that, and I believe these writers can do it.
Yeah. And it's interesting, in season 1, Steed fucks up so much.
Right.
And in season 2, Ed fucks up so much. And season 3, it would be fun to see Steed and Ed fuck up a whole lot and try really hard to make it together, make it up to all the people that they fucked up things with. Like, yes. Lucius is a great example.
100%.
They both really were fucking shitty to Lucius. And they haven't really made it up to him.
Yeah.
And so I would like to see Ed and Steed, they're having relationship difficulties at the end, as it is hard to have a relationship. But like almost like their little mission together as a couple is going to be to make things up to Lucius, and that they're going to try really hard and they're going to mess up
100%
every single time they do it. And it's going to cause like a ripple of like, oh fuck, we fucked this up. Let's try to make it better. And then, oh fuck, now because we did this thing, the English Navy is after us.
Yes.
Oh, let's try and solve this problem, but we're going to still resort back to our really shitty tactics for solving problems. And oh fuck, we made it worse.
And it has to end with a fuckery to get out of it. That's the only way out.
Yeah, but it also has to end with them like having a realization of how what we actually need to do,
right,
to make things up to Lucius or make things up to every member of the crew.
Right.
That's
yeah, what is real accountability compared to
Mhm.
doing something that you think would be nice without actually getting input from the person that you harmed?
Yes, yes.
Concepts.
It's very, if you've ever worked in an office environment with like a CEO or a, a person who is like the head of a thing, and the the crew, all of us are working really, really hard to make the project go well, but the person at the head of the thing is taking credit for everyone's ideas and getting the accolades and all of that. And you're like, oh gosh, if only that person at the head would actually like
Just ask
sit down and just have a conversation with everyone
to anyone ever
about how they're feeling, right?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I love that. I love that idea.
There's so many parallels really to like a corporate environment, and then the cruise ship, or the cruise ship. Oh my God. Hi, Carly. Hi. The pirate ship.
Yes.
And that could relate to a lot of people who and so like we would love to see our CEOs like actually have a conversation with the staff. And so we would love to see our pirate captains actually have a conversation with the staff, like a real conversation, not just
100%.
like, you guys are safe here.
Yeah,
Like
stakeholder engagement, to borrow a term I use at work a lot.
what's the term you use a lot?
Stakeholder engagement.
Oh yeah, yeah, because the highest paid person's opinion, or hippo, is really the least relevant opinion. And
100%. Yeah, the people who actually have a stake in what happens are the ones you should be hearing from, and the crew should be the ones you're hearing from of how to actually, set things right. But of course, that means in season 3 they got to get back with the crew. Want to see that? Get back on the sea. Love it. Very exciting.
Yeah, cool. Let me go back to the chat one final time to see everyone's ideas. Jazz Loves Lattes says, thanks for adding to my TBR. Please bury me with my fully charged Kindle. Mr. Button says, Beneath the Surface by Marbled Wings is lovely. Only one chapter to go. I can't wait to see that one. Beneath the Surface by Marbled Wings. And I would love to see Sam Bellamy in season 3. And Izzy as the first mate of Davy Jones, and Jazz Loves Latte. That's their idea. Excellent. And let us see a fumbled proposal.
Yeah,
I
that
love
idea.
that.
Love that. I mean, there would be no other way for them to have a proposal except for fumbled.
Yeah, and I love that mirroring the idea of them doing things like thinking that's what the other person wants, but it's actually like extremely traumatizing. And keeping in mind that Steed has a really traumatizing backstory with marriage and the whole society thing, right? And so if Ed tries to approach marriage and proposals and stuff in that traditional way, that's going to be extremely
triggering.
Yeah, triggering. So Steed reacting to that, and then that forcing eventually that conversation of let's actually hear what the other person has to say and what their thoughts and feelings are so that I can do this right. And not just in your relationships, but in your pirate captain land.
Yeah, which then influences your relationships in your real life.
Yeah. Listen, learning to listen. That's really that. I think that'll be a season 3 theme. Learning to listen.
Yeah, I agree.
And Keiki 313 says, if anyone's looking for it, it's actually Ninja Knitter, who has podficked Up, Down, Turnaround, and Constellationism. Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. Up, Down, Turnaround, and Constellationism, Ninja Knitter. Excellent. Thank you all for tuning in. Please do give the podcast a follow on Our Flag Means Fanfiction, all one word, at Instagram. And we're also on Blue Sky at Our Flag Means Fanfiction Podcast. And I'm not on Twitter anymore, so don't try and find me there. It's a hell site. It's an evil site owned by an evil CEO. And if you were to write a modern AU of Ed being a CEO assassin,
we want to know. Well, I'm going to write it. I had a good title earlier and I forgot what it was, but I'm going to write it.
Yeah, that was a good title. What was it? It was, let's bring it back.
Something funny and quippy, because I'm funny and quippy. What was it? Who can say? I'll remember in the middle of the night.
The good thing is this is recorded, so
yes,
play it back. Thank you so much for being such an awesome co-host and reaching out and doing this with me. And please do be on this again. Like, I'll loop you in when we're doing this again. And please,
I would love to. This is super fun. Thank you for including me. It was my dream come true talking about the show for an hour. That's like all I ever want to do.
Yay. All righty. Until next time, guys.